like to call this meeting to order. Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Alec.
Here.
Mr. Gebhardt.
Here.
Ms. Karstafen.
Here.
Mr. Hauser.
Here.
Ms. Siegwin. Here.
Would everybody please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome to the August 16th, 2023 Elyria Board of Education meeting. I'd like to introduce our group up here. To my right is Board Member and Vice President Mike Gebhardt. To his right is Board Member Lane Sequin. I'm Greg Ellick. To my left is Board Member Annie Karstafen. To her left is Board Member Len Hauser. His left is the Superintendent Ann Slosh, and all the way down in the end is our Treasurer Christine Aholtz. Okay. Colleen, I'm sorry, Colleen. 2 weeks of vacation will do that to you. I do apologize.
It's okay.
Okay, moving along here. First, we do have two actual presentations, and one just slid in right under the wire. Perfect. Okay. We'll give her time to settle in here, and we'll first ask Amy to go ahead and do our presentation. She has a very, very special presentation here for one of our own. Amy, you want to take this away?
Yes, gosh, so exciting. Let me just put this phone down, sorry. I'm actually going to be joined by Coach Brown up here to recognize this amazing student that we have, student athlete, Mateo Medina. I would like to read the certificate from the board recognition, the official certificate. Mateo Medina for superior achievement of a national title in the 200 meters in the 17-18-year-old division at the 2023 USATF National Junior Olympic Track and Field Championships at Eugene, Oregon's Hayward Field. Congratulations on your achievement. Congratulations, Mateo. Call up Coach Brown because he would like to say some things about you and the stellar person that you are.
Thank you. I appreciate that introduction. In listening to this award being presented to him, the National Oregon, just the whole thing, I'm wrapping my head around it real quick, and you hear the result, right? You hear the finished product. The things that go into this are the amazing piece, like the workouts, the lifting, the running. The weather is ugly here in Ohio in April. And just to know this young man, there's so many things that I could say about him, but the one thing that sticks out to me is his work ethic. I remember when Miss Velo came to me, and Mateo was in 7th grade. Yeah. And she said, "Can you train my grandson?" I said, "Absolutely." And not knowing what I was getting into, I was thinking this kid wasn't going to be prepared mentally for the rigors of being trained, and this was basketball. Obviously, he's a well-rounded sports athlete in basketball and track as well, but he came with this exciting energy, and if you haven't seen him play basketball, you need to see him play basketball because you see that in his finish at the end of races, this let's go, he's fired up. It gets me fired up, especially when it's super cold outside. He's incredible. He's taken the mic at events at the high school and commanded his presence in front of the whole student body. There's so many things I could say about him. Wish I had more time. But Coach Belo is here. His grandmother, track lineage. Mom ran track. It's a huge family about track and field. He's one amazing kid. We love him to death. Coach Chisholm, I wish was here. I call him the mad scientist. He comes out with these workouts for the kids, and we did one specifically for Mateo individually that the team wasn't doing. And so you look and say, Mateo, you got to run 8 500s, 7 300s, and he just says, when do you want me to do it? And so to have a kid like this, the testament to the results is just the things that took place into getting to the results. So I just wanted to mention that. Thank you for your time.
If you would, we'd we'd love for you to come and be recognized by the board, but I also don't want you to leave the spot yet, because I have a little something for you, but if you would.
Just come down the line. Thank you.
All right, so I also want to point out the items that are up here on the table that are recognizing the rank of all Ohio in track and field that Ms. Beck dropped off today that will be in the showcase, also at the stadium. And then, so don't leave. Okay, can you help me? Absolutely. All right.
Dessert.
All of your favorite snacks for you. And then I'm going high school prom on you. Because I heard that you love sprinkles. Yes. And I found a lot of fun sprinkles.
Oh, my
to
goodness.
make a sign for you. And so we wanted to say, actually,
Len.
congratulations, Mateo. We are over the moon and there's over the rainbow sprinkles. Excited to recognize your accomplishments. You are a star with Starry Night sprinkles. On and off the track, all eyes with googly eyeballs are on you as you light up the arena Starry Nights. You make it look like a breeze, spring breeze sprinkles. Your performance is magical with frozen magic sprinkles. And your performance is amazing. Now let's celebrate with a unicorn party.
Can I also add, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that he was an All-Ohio athlete. Mateo, could you kind of talk about your journey really briefly of how it, you went from Ohio to Oregon real quick for the people?
Yeah, so after state is where I really saw my potential, and I really saw I could do some damage out there on the field. And, my work ethic is just there. I'm always hungry for more competition. I'm hungry to get better. And knowing I was going to go out to Oregon and do my thing and race the top of the top just kind of got me more excited than nervous. And that's what really pushed me to perform the way I did. And that's really the journey. I was just excited, and it just kind of went by super fast, like, whoa, and I'm here, I'm here with this sprinkle. I didn't realize running could get me this.
Back for more, huh?
So this is amazing. I thank you guys very much. I really do. I'm a very proud pioneer, and I thank you guys for your continued support. I really do appreciate it. You guys, it's very humbling. It's a blessing. You guys truly make me happy. You guys truly make me happy, really. And I just want to give Ms. Ann Schloss a little shout out because every video I see out there, she always comments, and I'm like, man, I gotta like this. I gotta sometimes it be someone I don't even know who this is. It's like, yeah, Mateo. And like that. Sometimes I don't even know who this is.
Sorry.
So thank you.
Yes, no problem.
Thank you everybody again for your continued support. You guys truly made me a proud pioneer, and I can't wait for this upcoming year.
Great.
I do have to say the one thing that I love the most about Mateo, other than he's just an all-around great guy, every time we have anything with our younger students, he's the first one there, helping out the younger ones. So, and that's huge for our students and our district. So you give back as much as we give you. So
Great.
If I could add a little something too. So we hosted our first Unified Special Olympics basketball tournament in the county this year at EHS. And Mateo is awesome on the mic. He totally ran the auxiliary gym and kept everybody in line and entertained them thoroughly. And he was so good with our students with significant needs that I think you have all-around talent, like from every bit of your body, from the ground up to the top, you can reach all types of people, so awesome job.
Great, thank you. All right. All right.
We come over here.
Wait a minute, am I supposed to hold this stuff?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Thank you again, guys.
Great, thank you.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Amy, and most of all, thank you, Mateo. Outstanding. Always good to hear the good news. Okay, moving along, we also have another presentation today that's slid in right behind me. So I'd ask OSBA Northeastern Executive Committee members that are here to please come forward. I think somebody just took the mic.
Well, I can talk loud enough.
Did you have it won't actually get on the record.
Oh.
Oh, there we go. And for the record, could you just state who you are, please?
Kathy Quintiliano.
Debbie Melda.
Great, thank you.
We have an award to give Annika Starfin. So the Ohio School Boards Association recognizes Annika Starfin as a 10-year veteran board member for continued dedication and commitment to public education as a school board member. And
That's outstanding.
I won't be there tomorrow. I'm leaving for a month.
Oh,
The three of us are also on Lorraine County JVS's board.
double duty, right?
These two,
Oh, boy.
Partners in crime.
partners in crime.
Congratulations on your 10 years.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Great.
you very much.
Super,
Wonderful
thanks,
board
ladies,
member.
appreciate
Yep.
that. Appreciate it. Great, thank you.
See you tomorrow.
All right.
Yes, okay.
Thank you for taking the time to honor one of our own here. Annie, thank you for your 10 years of service. We greatly appreciate everything you're doing for the Elyria Board of Education. So hopefully there'll be many, many more
Many
years
more to
of that.
come.
Right, super. Okay, moving along on the agenda, visitor comments. We do not have anyone signed up for 5 minutes, but we do have Mr. Bowen signed up in advance for 15 minutes. So Mr. Bowen, if you would please come forward. And he is going to talk about Elyria Youth Track Club today. And, okay, and I believe the mic is on, so wonderful.
Here, if you want to give it to us, we can pass it down for you.
Okay, super.
Okay, should I start?
Yeah, please.
All right, greetings. Last time we were here was May 3rd, and you guys were so kind to let us have this presentation to introduce the Elyria Youth Track, and since then we've come a long way. So we have some of our coaches, and we're going to go through briefly my observation, and a couple of people have a few words, and we want to make sure that we kind of explain track and youth track. So we did have an all-star coaches group, and Mateo was one of the coaches. Mateo is a kid that actually does go out of his way and was involved from the beginning of baseball, which I'm involved with, but track as well. So we want these children to, see Mateo as a model and come back and do things such as what he's doing. So that's important. We did have 3 registrations in the community, and those were opportunities for us to engage with the community and explain what we were trying to do. They had a lot of good feedback from people. We did end up starting our first track practice June 27th, which ended up entailing with over 108 children. So that was huge. I think that was something just to kind of show the importance of what this program was for everybody. And it was just a huge turnout. So we talked basics, what track and field. And we actually had our first practice by none other than a 3-time Olympic world champion, Tiana Madison. And we have today here her parents and head coach, Coach Madison. So I would like to share them as well so they can explain how the program went.
Should I stand up? No? Okay.
Sure.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Joanne Madison. And this program was just a huge success, I believe, and the children were amazing. And given the turnout of approximately 108 children, that means there was a huge demand for this type of activity or program. And I believe 90 competed during the games because we did pass out 90 certificates. We had an amazing volunteer team, and some of them are present here today. And Mateo was amazing as well. The kids loved him. They asked for him. Of course, he could only give us, a short time because he was also competing. And so we had, Eric mentioned an all-star, team. Every volunteer coach was an all-star because they committed. They showed up every single practice in the heat, so did the children. And we didn't have any rain days. Practices were amazing. And I also want to mention that this gave the children a chance to compete in a sport, a team sport, that taught them so much, commitment, timeliness, hard work, dedication, discipline. Yeah, we touched on all of those, characteristics, and the children were great. And then the games just was, just brought it all together. So moving forward, this community really needs the support to continue to support this type of track and field program. We had donors, we had sponsors, we had people contacting Eric, contacting us, and it was just amazing. So I want to just say this couple things, and then I'll just give it over to you. Coach Madison had dental surgery, so he'll pass. I went to CVS to pick up a prescription, and so brought it home, looked at the paperwork, and says, "Great job! You did an amazing job in track and field this summer." What? On a prescription note. So it was great. So we went to vote. So we voted, walked up to the voting registration, and presented our ideas. Like, amazing job with the track and field. So, people were watching. All eyes were on it, and people were just amazed, and people were appreciative that, there was a program such as this one, our first, such a huge turnout and support of so many, as I mentioned, in businesses in the community. So appreciate all that, you've done, Eric, and your team. You had a team of folks supporting you as well, in addition to your volunteer coaching staff and the volunteer parents. So it was great. So appreciate all of it. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Samira Washington. I'm on Eric's team, part of the R-Star team. I would like to say, just to piggyback off what Ms. Madison said, the community really did show up and support the track team. And like she said, you can see that it was needed, especially on that in that area. So I think that we had a lot of sponsors and donors. Like, everyone was willing to help, and it was a success. And I feel like going forward, it will only be more successful. So as an educator in Moraine City Schools, I think that what they did and what they're doing will also enrich them. I mean, if they continue to do sports, it's good for academics and it's good for athletics. So I think that next year is going to be great.
My name is Jerry Williams. I was probably the oldest one out there. Okay, I'm 72.
What?
But I also am a Leary High alumni. I ran track for 3 years at Leary High. And to get out there to be among all them little people, it was just fantastic. I actually started exercising with them, okay? And it felt good, it really did. And I'll cut this short. I was at McDonald's 2 weeks ago. I walked through and the drive-thru goes right through there. And all of a sudden I heard, "Hey Mom, that's Coach!" See, so we don't know what impression you make on little people. So you always try to make the best one. And this was such a tremendous, tremendous support by the parents. Because we got to give the parents, they came out. They came out, and when the kids saw their parents in the grandstands, they put on the show. They really put on the show. One of the big hits was a little person about this big, okay? She actually ran the 400 meters. And when she got done with the 400 meters, she could have ran it again. Okay, that's Eric's daughter. What's her name? Ari, yeah, little bitty rascal. But this show we have from age all the way up to 17, 16, 12. We had a good time. Okay, it's going to be a good program with everybody's help.
Great, outstanding.
And just to kind of wrap it up, first and foremost, last to wrap it up, I want to thank you guys. I will say the maintenance staff at the stadium was excellent. They were tens. I can't thank them enough. So thank you guys for your support. We want to do it again. We want to keep it going and growing. We need you guys' support for that, and we hope to be continued on this conversation and come back at a later time. And we definitely would need more time with the kids. We want to do more time. We did this starting March 3rd to July 29th. It was fast, but we got through it. So, but we do want to thank you guys. So that's it.
Great.
Thanks.
Great.
Thank you.
That's outstanding. Thank you, Mr. Rowan and your team for giving back to the children. We greatly appreciate it. And real quick, one question. Is your organization, is it more of a club or more of like are you looking at potentially nonprofit status or?
So right now we have Elyria South Baseball Club, and that is tied into the YMCA, and we have Elyria Youth Track Club. And so the next entity is potentially, and I would love to talk to Elyria City Schools about it at some point, Elyria Youth Chess Club, introduction to chess club. To kind of, doesn't have to be the athletes, but we need to sit down and kind of strategize and think. So Elyria Youth Sports Club as a whole umbrella, so you can kind of fitting it all into that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's outstanding. Because if it's a nonprofit, obviously, the benefit of people being able to give dollars to you and
Yes.
deductions, that goes a long way. So I was just curious on that.
Yes.
So.
But that's why we have a fiscal agent
Yeah.
for the track club,
Oh, good.
so we can get those donations because they're nonprofits.
Okay.
So
So,
their support.
okay. So you do have 501c3
We're
status?
backed by 501c3, so the Men of Color is who backed us for the track
Okay.
club. And so we were able to get funds and it'd be a tax write-off for those businesses because it is through the Men of Color.
Good. Outstanding. That really helps when you're going out trying to
As
raise.
far as, like you
raise
said,
funds.
South Baseball is through the YWCA, so it's also able to be a tax write-off for supporters.
Super. Thanks for your time and thanks for updating on us. Sounds like a very successful program, and we greatly appreciate all the work you put into this. So great. Outstanding.
Thanks, Eric.
Can I have just a comment? I just want to share, I don't know if we realize it, but they were not only serving the children who live on the south side of Elyria, but I have a granddaughter who lives in Garfield Heights who came to be a part of the
Oh,
program.
that's outstanding.
So it extended to the city west, and so I just want you to know that this was encompassing probably the whole city.
Lorraine
From
Amherst,
the
yeah.
area. That's important for us to know.
Wow,
They
that's great.
touched the lives of kids all through the city.
That's
That's
outstanding.
wonderful.
Great. Good job. Good
Wonderful.
job.
Thank you.
All right. A lot of good news, a lot of good presentations about what's going on here in the Pioneer District. So, okay, now moving along to Board of Education items. First thing up on the agenda here is the OSBA Capital Conference. We are looking to approve the board members to attend the 2023 OSBA Capital Conference in Columbus, November 12th to 14th for 2023, and the related expenses. Do I have a motion? Oh, also too, for a delegate, do we need to name a delegate also?
Yes.
Okay, we'll also name the delegate as Mike Gebhardt, and then the alternates as we'll say, Sequin, Karstoffen, and Hauser, since I like them to do it. So it's both of those items. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion by Board Member Karstoffen. Do I have a second?
I did.
Oh, by Sequin. Do I have a second?
really wore you
Yeah, that sure did. Counting the days. Do I have a second? Second by Hauser. Any comments or questions?
So Mike is our delegate?
Mark?
Okay.
Mike is.
Mike is.
Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Segwin.
Aye.
Mr. Hauser.
Aye.
Ms. Karstoffen.
Aye.
Mr. Gebhardt.
Aye.
Mr. Elick.
Aye, motion carries. Okay, the minutes for the August 2nd, 2023 meeting have been posted. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion by Board Member Gebhardt. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Board Member Karstoffen. Any comments or questions? If none, Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Gebhardt.
Aye.
Ms. Karstoffen.
Aye.
Mr. Hauser.
Aye.
Mrs. Segwin.
Aye.
Mr. Elick.
Aye, motion carries. Madam Treasurer, you have action items for us this evening.
Yes, I do. I have the monthly financial reports to accept the financial reports for the month of July 2023. I also have to approve the attached list of purchase orders to comply with the district's purchasing procedures. There's only one on the list right now, or currently. And also to acknowledge the donation. Well, the City of Elyria Parks and Recreation Department has presented a donation for school supplies with a value of $500 to the communications office, and the donation will be for students in need across the district.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the treasurer action items?
So moved.
I have a motion by Karstoffen. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Board Member Gebhardt. Any comments or questions? With none, Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Karstoffen?
Aye.
Mr. Gebhardt?
Aye.
Mr. Hauser?
Aye.
Mrs. Segwin?
Aye.
Mr. Elick?
Aye, motion carries. Madam Treasurer, you have treasurer other items for us this
I
evening.
do. I have two other items to approve the 2023-2024 Educational Service Multi-Agreement Contract. And then I also have to approve the Royal Publishing Advertising Agreement detailed in the exposure below.
Okay, there are two items on the treasurer other. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion by Board Member Hauser. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Board Member Sequin. Any comments or questions? With none, Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Hauser?
Aye.
Mrs. Segwin?
Aye.
Ms. Karstoffen?
Aye.
Mr. Gebhardt?
Aye.
Mr. Elick?
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, Madam Treasurer, do you have anything, any other reports for us this evening?
I just have a small request. If Capital Conference is coming up in November, if you can let me know maybe by September 4th who's going, and so I could look all that information,
Okay, September 4th? Okay,
if that's possible.
so September 4th, all board members, please contact the treasurer. Okay, any other items?
No.
All right, sounds good. Moving along today. Madam Superintendent, do you have action items for us?
I do, but there seems to be a lot of action in my seat. I keep getting shorter up here, so I'm still here. All right. First of all, to have a motion to, or an action to declare the impracticality of providing transportation for the following pupils. Also, to approve the contract with Spectrum Growth for IEP services for the following school year. To approve the strength and conditioning training service with T3 Performance, to approve the Applewood Center contract for the upcoming school year, and that concludes my action items.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the superintendent's action items?
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Board Member Gebhardt. Do I have a second?
Support.
Is that a yes? Second by Board Member Karstoffen. Comments or questions? Madam Superintendent, it looks like on the T3, Is there a difference in what services we're getting this year compared to last year?
There
The price
is.
obviously decreased.
We obviously decreased, as you said. We are focusing, we looked at our needs. We are also looking at possibly, there'll be some upcoming conversation, looking at some internal personnel that have those certifications that can be coupled with T3 so that we have on-site people all the time. So we're looking at how we want to do that in the future, but T3 is still a big piece of that. One note on that is we're doing Tuesday evening, Saturday morning speed and agility for all our athletes out there and out here on our stadium or basketball courts. So that's a new ad, but less personnel involved.
Okay.
Because we're able to cover some of our own, so more to come
Good.
on that.
That's great. Outstanding. Any other comments or questions? With none, Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Gebhardt?
Aye.
Ms. Karstafen?
Aye.
Mr. Hauser?
Aye.
Mrs. Segwin?
Aye.
Mr. Elick?
Aye, motion carries. Okay, Madam Superintendent, you have other items for us this evening.
Sure, the first of a couple memorandums that we gave you descriptions of. This one is to approve the memorandum of understanding between the Elyria City School District Board of Education and the support staff as detailed in enclosure L1.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the memorandum?
So moved.
I have a motion by Board Member Karstoffen. Do I have a second?
Support.
Second, Gebhardt. Any comments or questions? With none, Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Karstafen?
Aye.
Mr. Gebhardt?
Aye.
Mr. Hauser?
Aye.
Mrs. Segwin?
Aye.
Mr. Elick?
Aye, motion carries. And personnel action items this evening, Madam Superintendent.
Yes, and you'll see we have quite a few things going on still, but first of all, I'd like to ask for your approval of the retirement of Sherry Grove. Some of you may know her. She's been here for 34 years, and she'll be retiring November 1st. We wish her well. She's been a phenomenal teacher throughout the years. Also to approve the appointment of the following certified staff. Just so you know, we're at 32. That increase seemed to help. We got a rush of new substitute teachers, so
Great.
good job on that, Mr. Newark's department. Also to approve the following athletic supplemental contracts is listed below. To approve the appointment of the following community engagement liaisons. Also to approve the following district employees and non-district game workers for the upcoming school year. To approve the resignation of the following classified staff. To approve the unpaid leave of absence for the following classified staff member. To approve the appointment of the following classified staff. Also to approve the resolution regarding the educational requirements for substitute teachers. We expect this to help greatly. We are allowing those to apply to be a substitute teacher that have 48 hours at the college level. So that's equal to an associate's degree. Many districts are going to this, so that should help with the number of substitute teachers as well.
That's great.
Also to approve the memorandum of understanding between the Elyria City School District and ESSS. And that concludes my personnel items.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the superintendent's personnel action items?
Motion?
I have a motion by Board Member Hauser. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Board Member Seekman. Any comments or questions? With none, Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Hauser?
Aye.
Mrs. Segwin?
Aye.
Ms. Karstafen?
Aye.
Mr. Gebhardt?
Aye.
Mr. Elick?
Aye, motion carries. Madam Superintendent, do you have a superintendent's report for us this evening?
I do. Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you to everyone involved with the staff picnic yesterday. We had a great turnout. Somewhere between 300 and 400 staff members showed up, and we had a lot of wonderful donations by local businesses, And the food, I will say, Aramark outdid themselves. Great carnival food, and I think we all went home full, especially Mr. Gebhardt.
Surprise.
He took to go, yes. And also would like to thank Amy Higgins' department for heading that up as they always do. Also, we had a great couple days with our new teachers. We call it Pioneer Orientation now. But they were here. We have a great group. I think if you follow Twitter or Facebook, you saw the picture. Lots of great enthusiasm, and you know, there's a lot of educational opportunities out there, and the fact that they chose us says a lot for the Pioneer family. Also, coming up in a couple weeks, the Special Olympics golf outing. I am once again going to show everyone how not to golf. Also would like to talk a little bit about, there'll be information going out as soon as we clarify it with the city. We seem to have a bit of a traffic issue on West Avenue right now, and also near Ely with the construction of the sewers. And it might be a little bit of a bottleneck come school. They just informed us it won't be finished. So we are working with them to try and find the best routes to help out with that. So more to come, but I just at least wanted to put that out there. Remind parents to look on our website or call if you need to about the opening next week. We do have staggered start for K-8, and that helps us get to know the students better, their first day, and all the information you need to know for coming the first week is on that website. And let me think, tomorrow is our opening day for staff. So we have Joe Sanfilippo, award-winning superintendent, now national speaker, that's coming to talk about crafting the culture, because positive culture is our theme this year. So we're excited. We're unveiling our new t-shirts, so you're all welcome to come. You'll get your t-shirt. And then one last thing, I want to make sure I give a shout out to Taylor Sanowski. I said it right. She's a new teacher at Crestwood Elementary. She was a sub last year for us, or title tutor, one of those jobs that she worked very hard and earned herself a spot. So welcome to the Pioneer family, Taylor. That's all I have right now.
All right. A lot going on, and I'm glad to see that Shane's still here and alive with everything they've been doing over in that department too. So, okay, moving along on the agenda, Board of Education, we do have some business items on here. First one, to approve the second reading adoption of the following policy. Also to approve waiving the requirement of the alumni band to obtain separate insurance. Policy is detailed in enclosure P3. And I will need a motion on those two items. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Board Member Gebhardt, second by Board Member Karstoffen. Thank you. Any comments or questions?
No.
With none, Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Gebhardt?
Aye.
Ms. Karstoffen?
Aye.
Mr. Hauser?
Aye.
Mrs. Segwin?
Aye.
Mr. Elick?
Aye, motion carries. Also, we have a amendment to adopt for the resolution to approve for the superintendent's contract. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay, motion by Board Member Hauser. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Board Member Sequin. Any comments or questions? With none, Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Hauser?
Aye.
Mrs. Segwin?
Aye.
Ms. Karstoffen?
Aye.
Mr. Gebhardt?
Aye.
Mr. Elick?
Aye, motion carries. And last item under the Board of Education, are there anything the board members would like to share for the good of the cause? Any items?
Yeah. Brian, I just thank you for getting that trail done at Eastern Heights. Appreciate it. Looks good.
Good deal.
I was at the staff picnic too, and Ann's right, they're really, was like, they're really positive, excited, they were all, just seemed ready to go.
Good, that's outstanding. Good. All right. One last item on the agenda, and that is to request an executive session to consider the sale of property at competitive bidding with possible action to follow as authorized under Ohio Revised Code 121.22. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion by Board Member Stoffen. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Board Member Gebhardt. Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Karstoffen?
Aye.
Mr. Gebhardt?
Aye.
Mr. Hauser?
Aye.
Mrs. Segwin?
Aye.
Mr. Christine? Mr. Ellis?
Good one. Motion carries into executive session.
We're going over there.